so we're gonna try it together. Is it good, Luna? Hey y'all, welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. I hope that you'll consider subscribing. I promise you're going to love it here. In today's video, I'm sure you can already tell by the title, we are going to be making unleavened bread together. We're going to be doing butterscotch. So I'm going to share with you all my basic recipe that I use. It's the foundation for me to get the best unleavened bread every time. So the first ingredient you're going to need is flour, obviously. Now you can double, triple, quadruple, whatever this recipe, but I'm doing a small loaf pan. And we're going to use 1 cup of flour, 2 eggs, a stick of butter, which is, I believe, half a cup of butter, and then half of an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, so 4 ounces. And then for our sugar, we're gonna use half a cup of brown sugar, and then we have about half a cup of butterscotch that we are gonna melt on the stove top with a little bit of additional butter. I'm gonna give y'all some tips, okay? We're gonna give y'all a few tips to make sure, you know, I'm setting y'all up for success. So your ingredients, your wet ingredients, always at room temperature. I've found that in the past, when I melt my butter or if my butter is cold, it just does not turn out as good as when I have let my butter set out for at least a couple hours. So you want to make sure your butter is at room temperature, your eggs are at room temperature, and your cream cheese is at room temperature. And you can always look like your butter or your cream cheese in the microwave to get it softened, but it's best if you let it sit out for a couple hours or overnight. So we're gonna go to the stove. We're gonna heat our butterscotch on the stove. We are at the stove top. I'm going to turn my stove on medium heat. We're going to take, now y'all, I'm not measuring this butter, so I'll let y'all see so y'all can kind of gauge it, but we're gonna take a little bit of butter and we're gonna put that in the pan. So as the butter is starting to melt, we're just gonna go ahead and add in our butterscotch. Now you can do granulated sugar opposed to brown sugar, but just the type of unleavened bread this is, I feel like the brown sugar will really complement the butterscotch. And you can use more than half a cup of sugar. Typically for my basic, and I don't think I mentioned this, so typically for my basic unleavened bread recipe, I would use 1 cup of regular granulated sugar. But again, because of the type of unleavened bread it is, I just feel like the brown sugar will complement it better. But you can use either or, okay? So, but you will typically use 1 cup of flour, 1 cup of sugar, 2 eggs, a stick of salted butter, and then half 8-ounce container of cream cheese, which is 4 ounces. 4 ounces of cream cheese. So that's your basic recipe. Works for me every single time. So, ooh, y'all, it's melting really, really nicely. We're gonna add a little bit of homemade. Oh, okay, y'all. So we added about, honestly, that was probably like 1/3 cup of oat milk, because the butterscotch was pretty thick, and I personally felt like it was too thick. Okay, y'all, so we are going to let our butterscotch just cool down. Okay, guys, so while the butterscotch is cooling down, we are going to go ahead and cream our butter and sugar together. If you don't take anything else from this video, at least follow the steps in the correct order. So we're gonna take our brown sugar, our butter, our oven is preheating. It is currently at 350 degrees. So I would highly recommend, before you get started, to preheat your oven so that it's ready to go. Another tip that I would give or highly recommend is to always pre-measure your ingredients before you start. It's something about having everything already ready to go that really sets the tone. And pray. That's the biggest tip that I can give, is pray before you start. Pray that the Most High blesses your hand, that everything comes out well. It's nourishing to everybody's body that's going to eat it. But yes, definitely set your ingredients out, because it can be a lot when you're in the middle of cooking and you realize you don't have something, and it can just become a catastrophe. So now that our butter is nice and creamed, you want it to look pretty fluffy, very well incorporated. And again, when you have that room temperature butter and cream cheese, it really helps to ensure that you have a nice texture. Y'all, I'm tripping. We still need our mixer. I'm gonna add in our eggs one at a time. This is the texture that you want to have, really nice and silky. Now what I'm about to do is not necessary, but it is highly recommended. We're going to sift in our flour. We're just gonna make sure that you get all the air out, and then we're going to use our spatula to incorporate the flour, because you don't want to overmix the flour. You definitely want to make sure that butter and sugar is mixed to perfection, but when it comes to mixing the flour in, you just want to make sure that you don't overmix it. So if you have like a bigger batch of unleavened bread, I would say that you may want to use your mixer to incorporate the flour, because it can be a lot on your hands. But just make sure you don't overmix the flour. Now we're gonna add our, okay, sorry y'all, I had to switch on my camera, but we have our butterscotch syrup. Y'all, that looks so good. It looks like caramel, honestly. Now I will say that I'm not one that has to always have vanilla extract, but if I have it, I'm definitely going to put it in here, because I love vanilla extract. But there has been many of times where I did not use vanilla extract. I would say about a teaspoon is enough. And now we're just going to incorporate that into our batter. Now you can swirl this in. As I'm mixing it now, I'm like, oh, that would have been really nice if I had swirled it in. But we're just gonna incorporate it into the entire mixture. And now this is what it looks like. Our pan is already greased. We're gonna add our batter. That's good. It's not too sweet. Very, very nice. I really wish I had like some extra butterscotch chips. I probably would have put it throughout the batter or even on top. So I'm thinking 30 to 45 minutes really should do it. Again, we'll check it around 30 minutes. It has been 45 minutes. Let me turn on the light so y'all see. This is what we are looking like. It's looking real nice and yummy. We're gonna let it cool. This is the hard part, but do not skip this part, sis. Let that bread cool before you start digging in it, okay? This is gonna really help for it to set, for it to be the right texture, because you really risk the chance of it being kind of gummy if you cut into it too soon. So we're gonna wait about 30 minutes, maybe a little longer before we cut into it together. We're gonna see what the bread is giving. Flipped it over. Looking really nice. I feel like the top is a little hard, but we're going to cut into it. I'm not an end piece kind of girl. I like the centerpiece. So let's go ahead and okay, so we're gonna try it together. It's good. It's a very subtle butterscotch taste. Is it good, Luna? Yes. Okay guys, so that is our unleavened bread. I'm actually gonna put it back in the pan. But very good. I'm feeling it. Simple. I'm honestly more of a simple unleavened bread type of person. I don't have to have all the flavors. I like a good lemon unleavened bread, a good chocolate chip, a good cinnamon. This one's very good, but simple. So, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know if you try it. Let me know in the description, or not the description box, but the caption. I'm tired. Let me know in the comment section what you all want to try next. Until next time.